Hello Capricorn, welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree and I will be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, abundance reading for the month of June 2021. Hope you're having a great month so far, depending on when you're watching this video. For the readings this month, Capricorn, I will be using my Morgan Greer tarot deck. I will clarify with my Radiant Rider-Waite as I always do, and then I will close out your reading with a Eternal Crystals Oracle card. It's a very beautiful deck. If you're really into crystals like I am, I think you're really going to enjoy it. If this is your first time catching one of my readings, I do want to say welcome, and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month, and I would love to share your money message with you. I think that is it for the intro and the welcome. So let's go ahead and get right into the reading. I'm already starting to get the word smooth. The word smooth is coming through, Capricorn. So maybe that is definitely going to be a theme for you for the month of June. But let's see, what do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of June 2021. Yeah, I can already see, I guess smooth would be an appropriate word. I mean, not necessarily, there's not necessarily a correlation between money and smooth, but you know what, I do think that it's a good way to describe it. All right, so Capricorn, as we move into June, I can tell already that you're going to really be doing something you love to do, and it's definitely going to be profitable. It's going to feel really good. And when I say feel good, I don't only mean physically, but I also feel energetically that you're just moving into a new phase of your money financial journey. It doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing, but it looks like you're definitely going in a new direction. Now, this doesn't mean that there's going to be a total change. I'm not feeling like there's going to be a big change for a lot of you. But I think what is changing is your perspective and the capacity in how you do what you do, how you serve. Let's start with the Fool in the upright position. Again, that talks about a brand new adventure. Like I said, doesn't mean necessarily you're doing something different, but you definitely have a new perspective when it comes to making money, being creative, doing the things you want to do, and just having the right mindset. Even though you may not know everything, you may not have all the answers, you're very confident in just kind of stepping out in faith right now. We also have the Lover's card. This is a divine union, a divine connection. Could be a brand new relationship for some of you, although I'm not picking up relationship vibes with this at all. I'm picking up more of a passion project. I'm picking up, working for a company that you've been dreaming about. I think some of you are going to be moving into your dream careers this month because there's going to be a lot of shifts happening globally. For most of us, our cities are opening back up. A lot of us are starting to feel like we can travel again. There's just going to be a lot more opportunity. It looks like companies are anticipating, an increased demand for work, for business. And like I said, that's going to create a lot of opportunity for some of you. Like I said, I feel very clearly like this is you, Capricorn, moving into something you truly love, something that really just sets your soul on fire. Next, we have the Magician card. This is the card of alchemy. You really taking any situation and making it work in your favor. There's definitely a creativity aspect to this as well. Now, the Magician talks about using the resources that are available to him and really kind of, shifting and manipulating those things, and again, making them turn out to be something hugely profitable and hugely successful. Capricorn, you definitely have that edginess about you that can make that happen. The other thing about the Magician is this is someone who really is like I like to say big baller shot caller because I don't know any other way to describe it. But this is someone who really kind of puts things in motion. And I feel like that is you to a T, Capricorn. It's like you really make the big decisions. People respect your opinion. You have the experience and the knowledge to really make things happen. And you make them happen for yourself in a big way. And it pays off. You not only get immediate feedback that things are going well, but you also get that long-term payoff that really works. Not everybody can pull that off, but Capricorn, you seem to have a real gift for making that happen. Next, we have the Knight of Cups. Now, the Knight of Cups means somebody is showing up to assist you, and this is going to be something really, really good. I'm feeling like not only is there an offer attached to this, but there's also going to be a lot of help. So for some of you, this could be something work-related. For if you are a business owner, looks like you're going to be getting some type of assistance in some way. Now, it could be from a person, but it could also be from an organization, could be from local government, who knows. But it looks like, again, it's going to definitely be something helpful, which is going to help you be more successful, serve more people, and make more money. Now, we have the Page of Swords. This is the only reverse card here in the first row. So as we move into this new month of June, the Page of Swords talks about you getting a message about something being stopped and discontinued. I feel like this is something unexpected, something, that could affect your bottom line in some way. However, I also feel like this is something too, that this is something that needs to be done, or it needed to be done. And it just kind of dragged and dragged and dragged. And so most people just assumed, oh, this is never going to happen. It finally does, and it throws everybody off. It throws you off, Capricorn, because you just weren't expecting it. You're like, oh, okay. So, as a result, you may not be prepared, or you just may not necessarily find it good at this point. It's one of those things where if this would have happened a year ago, it would have been great, but happening now, not so much. But looks like you're going to work through it. Your best course of action is to really step back and be an observer for a little while. The Four of Swords in the upright position talks about sometimes just really taking a step back and going within and really watching what happens, or sometimes just not doing anything. Sometimes the best move is no move. So if that does work in your situation, when we close out this first week of June, Capricorn, if you're in a position to where you can, especially anything money related, if you're able to not feel obligated to necessarily take action or to speak up, give yourself a little bit of grace and see what happens before you kind of react to whatever the situation is. All right, Capricorn, let's continue on. And see, excuse me, what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity. And abundance for the month of June 2021. All right, and I don't know if I mentioned, but I do have my fan going. We are experiencing a heat wave here in Las Vegas, so I don't want to get overheated during the reading. So if you hear it in the background, I will apologize right now. But let's go ahead and focus on what's showing up here. Once we move into June, looks like some things definitely kind of get topsy-turvy once we hit that second week. Page of Cups in the reverse. This is an offer that doesn't come through, or kind of falls short of your expectations here. The Page of Cups is always about news and messages and information, announcements. Looks like there was an offer that you were hoping for, and it looks like it just kind of falls short, meaning it's not exactly what you wanted, or maybe the timing just doesn't work out. It shows up late, or it shows up too early and you're not ready. The other thing about the Page of Cups is that I'm feeling like something's going to be taken back for some of you. You know, maybe, and I'm not entirely sure if this is a job offer, but it's like if someone says, oh, okay, yes, we'd love to hire you, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm all on board, and then something happens and they say, oh, I'm sorry, but that position is no longer available, would you like to do this instead? You know, and it's one of those things where I don't know, I feel like there's just kind of an inconsiderateness attached to this offer here. Now, as this relates to your money, again, it could be a job offer that, you know, we're talking about, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, right? It could even be a client, could be a vendor, it could be somebody that owes you money and they say, yes, I'll pay you back, you know, on Tuesday. Tuesday comes, oh, you know what? I don't think I can pay you back today. Can I pay you next Thursday? You know, it's one of those things where it's like an offer is just, it's either taken back or it's changed in some way. And the whole motive behind it is just really being inconsiderate. Next we have the Two of Cups. Now this is interesting that the Two of Cups is in reverse because it fell on this Lover's card. The Lover's card talks about divine union, passion project. The Two of Cups in the reverse is a divine separation. And I'm wondering if these two, if this is the same situation here, right? It's like you move into doing work or something that you absolutely love, but then as time goes on, you realize maybe this isn't it. And not that anybody did anything wrong, not that there was an argument, nothing like that. It's just that you're seeing maybe this just doesn't work for you. So you will graciously kind of let it go or kind of move on and, you know, move in a new direction, so to speak. I'm not sure, that's kind of odd, but because it did show up, it is something that we have to pay attention to. Again, you know, things happen, life is messy, sometimes, you know, things happen and then they don't happen. So I guess the message here is really just to be flexible and really to just kind of don't take anything personally if it's not the right fit, especially anything money, work, career, business related. Next, we have the Hermit in the reverse. Now, this is a card about showing up for yourself. Make sure you're doing that, Capricorn. Sometimes, for whatever reason, you hold back a little bit, and I'm not sure if I'm sensing that it's because of maybe you feel unsure of yourself, or maybe you feel like you don't want to be seen as like the showy, show-off type. You know, you can't control other people's thoughts, and if it's going to benefit you, if it's going to make you money in some way, you don't have to do it in an obnoxious way, but you do have to show up for yourself, okay? Speak up, really communicate, you know, the value that you're bringing to an organization, to a business, to your work, you know, because it is something that is important, okay? And just because you don't want to be Mr. and Miss Show Off, don't let that hold you back, okay? Next, we have the Eight of Cups in the reverse. Now, this is walking away from something and having second thoughts about it. For some of you, that will be a job. For others of you, I'm feeling like this is a professional relationship because it is the cups, and the cups are all about emotions. Again, I'm not picking up that this is a personal relationship. I'm picking up that this is a professional relationship that either you decide to cut off or walk away from, and you're starting to have second you know, thoughts about it. Maybe you're doubting if you did the right thing. The only thing I can tell you is that time will tell. You know, it's one of those things too, and it fell on this Page of Swords. And remember, I told you that was the inconvenient stopping of something, so that situation could be related here. Maybe that's why you walk away. Like I said, it's one of those things where you're going to have to see how it plays out, okay? But trust yourself. Trust the decisions that you make. Finally, we have the Three of Pentacles. That's a good card to see in the upright. That's a card that talks about being recognized for your skills, your strengths, your experience, your knowledge, your reputation, your talent, all those things. People definitely want to reach out and work with you just because you are that good. So, you know, again, I think it goes back to the Hermit card here. You know, don't be, you know, don't be shy about tooting your own horn. Again, I'm not saying do it in an obnoxious way, but people can clearly see you know your stuff, Capricorn. People can clearly see you know what you're doing and that you you know, you're the it man or you're the it girl. You know, I'm feeling really, really heavy that you got to let your light shine, Capricorn, okay? Because, you know, it's well deserved. You've done the hard work, and you deserve the recognition for it. All right, let's see what else shows up for the sign of Capricorn as it relates to money, wealth, finances. Okay. Prosperity and abundance for the month of June 2021. All right, so it looks like all the commotion happens once we hit the second half of June. All right, so we have the Eight of Pentacles there in the reverse. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. This is a slowdown in the workflow. For whatever reason, Capricorn, looks like you're not going to be as busy with work once we hit the second half of the month. Now, it could be the industry that you're in. You know, every industry has a busy season and a slow season. It could also just be the nature of the cycles of your particular business or your particular workplace. Whatever it is, I think that it actually will be kind of a good thing, because what I'm looking at here is it looks like things just kind of, there's a shakeup going on. And I'm saying that because I see the Tower card here. And I also see this repeater of the Two of Cups, but we'll get there. The Tower card talks about literally a breakdown of something. Now, I'm not feeling like this is going to be like a catastrophic, tumultuous thing. But I am picking up that there is going to be something that has to be broken down in order for it to work, okay? Now, whether this be your work, depending if you have a job, there could be some shakeups going on at the office. If you have a business, maybe you need to kind of restructure some things, okay? Maybe you need to rearrange some things. Maybe you need to outsource some things that just have not been working. I'm also feeling that there could be a change in personnel. There could be a change in staff here. If you are a student, are you sure you're in the right program? You know, the summer may be some time for you to think about, am I really on the right track for what I want to do? You know, are you working towards a psychology degree when you really want to work in accounting? You know, it's one of those things where you really may have to kind of step back and kind of break everything down and start over. Now, if you're retired and you don't work or anything like that, again, this could still apply to you. You know, how are you supporting yourself? How are you making money? How are things in your home life? You know, because you're the home CEO. Is there something that needs to be torn down so you can, you know, make it better? Is there something in your life that needs to be re-examined and shifted so things can kind of flow much more effortlessly? That's what I'm feeling with this card, is that there is something that has to be dismantled, okay? Something that has to be, like I said, rebuilt, probably from the ground up, probably from scratch, so you can do better and do more. Now, the Star card here in the reverse, this card is, when I see it in the reverse, I get more of, it's something that we need to pay attention to with our physical health. Now, remember, I come from the school of belief that health truly is wealth. So when I see this card in the reverse, this is telling me to tell you, Capricorn, that you need to pay attention to your health. Now, I'm not seeing a diagnosis of something life-threatening, but, you know, when it comes to our health, it's something that happens gradually over time. So pay attention to anything that seems off or feels off. If you're not sleeping well, you know, little things like that are always the precursor to something major. So whatever it is, you know, if your skin's breaking out, if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling moody, if something just feels off, make sure you kind of do some digging and see what the problem could be, okay? Next we have the Emperor. The Emperor in the reverse talks about things being a little chaotic. I think I talked about that once we started this row of cards here. Like I said, I am feeling like there is something that has to be taken apart in order to be restructured. And so things are going to feel a little chaos, you know, things are going to feel a little out of control. It's only going to be temporary though. Two of Cups, I'm feeling like these two cards are related. Again, this is a divine separation, moving in a new direction, graciously letting something go. There's no hard feelings. There's no, you know, arguing, there's no nastiness. It's just you have to move away from something. You have to separate from something. And sometimes that's hard, emotionally. You still have, maybe feelings, or maybe you just really care about a person, a company, a job, a business, whatever. But for some reason, maybe it's time to let things go and see how that feels. Finally, we have the Seven of Swords. It looks like with this card, I like to see this card in the reverse because it talks about there was something dishonest going on, and it finally comes to light. The person either admits it, gets caught. Somebody could have been stealing, lying, cheating. Whatever the case may be, though, it's not affecting you anymore. It's in the resolution phase. So if you are dealing with that, Capricorn, it looks like it's something that you're not going to have to deal with any longer. All right, let's continue on and see what else shows up for my lovely Capricorns as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. All right, for the month of June 2021. I got more cards here than I was expecting, but it's okay. We are just going to go with it. Oh, maybe not. It actually works out. Okay, so as we close out the month of June, Capricorn, looks like you are going to have to really work on your money mindset, right? Now, it doesn't matter how much money you make. We all have like limitations as far as what we are capable of receiving, achieving. We all have limiting beliefs to some degree, even if you're a multimillionaire or if you're someone struggling. It doesn't matter. Everyone has limiting beliefs in some form in their lives. And it looks like you're going to be challenged with that by the time we close out the month of June. Now, when I say challenged, I don't mean anything necessarily negative, but if you want to receive more money, you have to expand your capacity to receive more money, okay? You have to literally reprogram your nervous system to really accept the fact that you can have more, that you can be more, and that you can do more. All right, so everybody goes through this on their financial journey, so this is not something that you have to, be afraid of. It's just leveling up. That's all it is. Next, we have the Temperance card in the reverse. Fell onto the Tower card and this Workflow card. Things are going to be a little off balance, okay? But that's normal. Things are going to be off balance when we're in a rebuilding phase, especially in our lives. Something's gonna, have to give in order for us to put our attention where it needs to be, right? But understand this is only temporary, and you're doing what you need to do right now, and that's definitely going to pay off when all is said and done. We have the Four of Cups, which talks about you being presented with an offer that you're not too excited about. Again, I'm not surprised to see that considering what we've got going on in the second half of the month. You're probably just going to have to say no to a few things that just don't feel right and just don't necessarily, fit in your lifestyle at this time. The Five of Wands talks about paying attention to communication. Communication could be very strained at this time, especially with people close to you, but I'm also picking up people that you work with. Make sure that people hear what you say and they, you understand and they understand and there's no miscommunication going on. Write everything down, record it, whatever you have to do in order to make sure that everybody is on the same page. The Two of Swords talks about a decision that you are procrastinating on, Capricorn, and this is probably something money related, but you will have to make a decision at some point because it is going to resurface very, very soon. I can see that by the Judgment card, also by the High Priestess if we want to really go deep. But this is telling me there's a decision that you're procrastinating on, and it is something that has to do with money. So really kind of figure out whatever that decision is, because you don't want to be caught off guard, because you didn't do whatever it was that needed to be done. The Judgment card talks about sometimes stalls in growth and progression. The other thing I'm picking up with the Judgment card is that sometimes you can get in your own way, Capricorn. And I'm feeling too like there's a relationship strain here. And again, I'm not feeling like this is a personal relationship. I'm feeling like this is a professional relationship in some way to some degree. You know, either a coworker, a manager, an employee, a colleague, a client, one of those types of situations. Okay, so, you know, I guess you'll just have to apply that to your circumstances as best you can. Finally, we have the High Priestess card. The High Priestess is the intuitive card. You really need to tap into your intuition and trust yourself this month or in June, Capricorn, because your higher self knows what to do. And the only way it's wrong is when you don't acknowledge it and you don't trust it. Okay? So, your month is going to be very interesting, Capricorn, but it looks like it's still going to be a lot of learning and a lot of growth, okay? So let's go ahead and close out your reading with an Eternal Crystals Oracle card. Ooh, card number 11. That's one of my favorite numbers. Now, I don't know how to pronounce this crystal, so please correct me if you do. This says, is it chiastolite or chiastolite? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Again, it's card number 11. Past loved ones, root chakra. All right, so past loved ones, I can see that here with the High Priestess cards, acknowledging the spirit of our ancestors and our ancestral guides. If you are connected to that, if that is something that you tapped into, June would be a good month to go deeper if you feel led to do so. The other thing is we want to focus on the root chakra. That's being grounded. That's also really feeling the foundation of who you are and what you're trying to do. Especially when you're trying to make money, right? You need to be grounded and you need to be stable in how you serve and how you support yourself and your family. All right, Capricorn, well, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, please drop them down below. I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. We'll definitely do it all again next month.